Hello YouTube.
Hi.
Deception Stoppers here. Deception Stoppers here. We are chilling in the car. We are washing our clothing. And while we're washing our clothing, we're going to make this video. It's been about a week. And we're going to talk about what it means to be an officer of the court. We had an experience, we didn't mention this, but in a civil case, the civil judge told us that we were officers of the court, and then you gonna hold it? Mm-hmm. He told us that we are officers. Right, put it over there, see what. Yeah, he told us that we are officers of the court, and then gonna contradict himself and say that something like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said that, well, you guys don't have a license.
Oh, you can't cross-examine because you won't be able to cross-examine because you don't have a license to practice law. First of all, ain't no such thing as a license to practice law. Let's get that straight. That's TV. There's only bar members. Okay? There's only bar members. There's bar members. Now, we're going to talk about what an officer of the court is. Okay? An officer of the court is anybody that has a relationship with the state. A state worker. A state worker, like a notary. A notary, a public notary. Person that notarizes documents. They are licensed by the state. Okay? They're licensed by the state. So they are an officer of the court. They are an officer of the court. They're licensed by the state. A notary is licensed by the state. A notary is an officer of the court. The clerk of court is an officer of the court. An attorney is an officer of the court because an attorney is a component to the court. A judge is an officer of the court because the judge is a component to the court. Okay? A citizen is not an officer of the court.
Which means that you as a citizen aren't held to the same
pleading standards because you're not an officer of the court. You're not bound as a citizen. You're not bound to those technicalities, and
you're not practicing law.
Because you're not practicing law, you're exercising rights. You're exercising inalienable rights. And no man or no doctrine can contravene the heart of inalienable rights. Inalienable rights are rights that cannot be taken from you. Those are rights that were given to you by God, and those are rights that cannot be abridged or given to you by man. Those rights are given to you by God, and that's a right that's a inalienable right. I'm sorry. But yeah, we want to specifically shed the fact that an officer of the court, a citizen, is not an officer of the court.
Yeah, you got to be aware of that because, you know, these judges, a lot of these judges, they try to, I guess they try to scare you up or try to make you feel a certain way, make you feel, what's the word, insecure about your stance. And they, you know, try to make some shit up and say, well, you know, you're an officer of the court like the civil judge did. You're not an officer of the court. You're powerful as a citizen. You're more powerful than those officers of the court. Way more powerful. They don't have any rights.
Exactly.
A lawyer, an attorney doesn't have any rights. When he signed up for that bar, when he signed up to become a member,
he's bound to them state laws. He's bound to the authorities of those state laws no matter what. Okay? So he's bound to the jurisdiction of the state at all given times as an attorney. Okay? Because he's a state officer. So if you're a state officer, you're bound to the authorities of the state. Just like a judge is bound to the authorities of the state statutes. They have to uphold them state statutes. They can't do what they want to do. They have to uphold those state statutes. If they do not uphold those state statutes and they do not follow due process of the 14th Amendment, then they lose their power to act, because the 14th Amendment allowed the states to even have a state constitution. The reason why the states can have a state constitution in the first place is because of the 14th Amendment clause. The due process clause allows them to have a constitution in that state in the first place. Because if they didn't have the constitution, if they didn't have the due process clause in the constitution for that state, then the United States Supreme Court in DC would not allow them to have a state constitution. Therefore, they wouldn't even be regarded as a state without that. And that's how important that provision is. That's how important that that amendment is. That's how important that 14th Amendment is. That due process is important. It was the citizens of the American citizens. They say, okay, if you wanna operate as a state, then you got to take on this 14th Amendment, a due process clause. And so nothing can contravene the heart of that.
Well stated, well said, well explained. So we got, as we did in the previous video, we have these lessons. Pretty much these lessons, we're going to give you guys more lessons, more knowledge on, what you need to know when becoming a pro se. These are very important things that you must know, because a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these judges, they try to, if you catch them up in something, they will try their hardest to try to manipulate you and try to make stuff up in hopes of you not catching it, and they will say, oh, he doesn't know, oh, okay, he doesn't know we're gonna do this, so just be just be aware. But yeah, we ain't gonna make this video too long, and like I said, it's been a week.
Be careful, be careful, because they will try to get you.
They will try to get you, and that's what they've been trying to do to us, and the shit didn't work, and they got their asses whooped and getting whooped.
Okay.
It's a hell of a fight, but we doing the damn thing, and it's going great. So you guys take it easy. We're gonna go in here and get our laundry, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care. My favorite line, our constitutional right to invoke, none waived. And we will see you again on the next segment.
Peace out.
Peace.